Thank you so much for joining me for your home practice. Today's practice is dedicated to Tim, who is an anesthesiologist in a local hospital. God, that's a hard word to say, anesthesiologist. And he works shift work and sometimes works a 24-hour shift. And this is a program that we made that he could find a chair somewhere in a quiet area and do some stretching of his low back and hamstrings to help him keep his energy through his shift and his alertness, because sometimes he gets long breaks in between patients. So we're going to start in seated position. Have the feet flat on the floor. You're just coming off of the low back and you feel yourself lifting from the spine. The first thing we did was let the legs come wide. Inhale and then hinge forward to stretch into the low back. So you're going to come forward like so. Let the head dangle so that you're getting traction right through the back of the neck. And you feel the core pulling in on the exhale. So that's like a Pillsbury dough poke or half a giggle. So a little and that'll just help to pull the belly button up. And again, letting the head dangle. This is a really good way to use the weight of the upper body to stretch the low back. So really let yourself hang. You could even take your hands back, and that will take you forward more through the shoulders. Now, I'm pretty short, so it's easy for me to get down to the floor. If you notice that, you're really high like this because the back is tight, wherever you are, see if you can let the head fall so that you get that nice traction right through the back of the neck. And you're breathing in and out of the nose. And on, again, the exhale, you really pull the core up. You can be here for about a minute. And then you can slowly uncurl. Breathe in as you rise and lift up. And you can maybe use the hands to help you scaffold up if you need to for the low back. And then we're going to come into the hamstring. So you're going to bring the left heel out, pull the toes back, and reach the heel out. Now, if you have something close by, like a shirt or a sweater, you can always come around the ball of the foot and just pull the heel out, pull the toes back, and use the row of the arms. So you can see I'm really lifting from the low back as opposed to, falling into the weight of the chair. So you want to lift from here, just let the chin come back. That's always a practice to help the spine, is to get the chin back, because our tendency is to lean into a conversation or into an exercise, and you actually want to have the head back. So fascinatingly, every inch that your head comes forward this way adds 10 pounds to these muscles in the cervical spine. So you really want to watch as you keep the chin back and start to develop the muscles to pull back. And then from there, you can potentially keep up if that works for you, or you can hold on behind the leg and then take the hands to a lower place if you can, and then you can bring the leg up and just bring it behind your head. So no, just kidding. Bring the leg out and now come on right into toe circles. Yoga can be too serious. And just see if you can keep the shoulders back and you're really lifting from the rib cage. So again, attempting not to dump the low back and come in both directions. I'm really pointing and really pulling back so you can get into the Achilles and into the bottom of the calf. And then you release that leg, opposite leg coming up. Again, you might use your sweater, a towel, and this foot can be flat. Reaching the heel out, pulling the shoulders back as you reach out through the heel. Breath is steady. And keep, again, lifting from the low back as the heel reaches out. Keep the breathing in and out through the nose, chin back, so back is tall. Breath, keep that heel reaching. Dropping down into both bum bones as the core pulls in. The breath is the key. Keep streaming the breath in and out. And then you can take the hand behind and maybe lift higher. The main thing is, keep the bum dropped. Try not to twist to the left with the right leg up, and then come on into ankle circles. So I'll just show you the range of motion I have at this point in life. This is, from practicing for 34 years or something. As you continue to practice, so as time goes by, or what silly people call aging, is you get more flexible because you had more time to practice. So just feel if you can really reach the heel out as you circle around so you can get the Achilles. And then you're going to take that right ankle, keep the toes pulled back, pull up just above the knee if that's okay. If it's too much of a stretch and you feel too much sensation on the inside of the knee, bring the ankle further out. Otherwise, come onto the thigh. This ankle's right under the knee. Inhale. Number 4 stretch. Exhale, forward fold, right out over that hip. Allow yourself to really fall forward as much as you can. We're stretching into the right side of maybe, depending on if your tension is in the low back. If there is, there might be a good stretch in the low back. So we're working QL if you're familiar with quadratus lumborum. Also the glute med, the outer glute muscle, buttock. Inner glute muscle if we're tight there. And then you can breathe in, come on up. Lift, so you see you're really square as you lift. And then we'll take the left hand on the outside of this right knee. Take this hand behind. Either use the back of the chair to pull you high, or you might, if you have an open chair at the bottom, take the hand under, and then turn yourself, turn the body to the right, look back, and keep that left side of the bum down. Keep lifting from the spine as you come up. So both sides of the bum bones are down as you rise. And then you can return to the center. Spinal twists are so good for digestion. So and really good for creating space in the low back. Then you take that right foot down. Here we go, left foot up, pull the toes back. Bring that foot up. This can be done with your shoes on too. And again, make sure there's no problem in the inner knee ligaments. If there is, come wider, further out. And then fold forward. Keep the body squared. Land where you do. I'm going to show you coming all the way down. So the head falls, wow, I can really feel this through the left bum. And you're breathing in and out through the nose. Again, you can let the head drop. This will give you more pull down on the upper back. That's called the thoracic spine. It's in around the shoulder blades, and that's an area we really want to breathe into. So as you breathe in and out through the nose, think of having straws at the back of the nostrils and breathing into the back of the nostrils. So you can really exhale and fold. The deeper the breath, the more the apparatus in the muscle lets go. So you want to help the muscle to release, as well as the nervous system, which will release the muscle. And then you come back up, you rise, you've got your tall spine, take that right hand on the outside of the knee, left hand behind the chair, press back, or when you show the underside version, you're lifting, you rise from the rib cage. You're using this hand as leverage too, to get you turned around, and you just look back. You can see you're really lifting from the bottom of the back, so we're not like this. We're not falling back, but you're lifting. And you have that nice rise as you rotate. If anybody has osteopenia, osteoporosis, they would go part way, and because you don't want to have too much turn of the spine, too much rotation in the facets of the spine. If there is osteopenia, which is just before osteoporosis, in a joint, because you don't want to put any pressure on the spaces in between the vertebrae. And then you come back. Okay, then you're back. From there, what else do I want to do? We have the leg down. Oh yes, we'll take the hands under. And if you have no opening in the chair, take the hands under this way. And then you're going to lift through the rib cage, press the feet down, left gaze up, open through the chest. And if you can feel yourself really pull up from the rib cage, the sternum, chest bone comes up as if somebody's fish hooked it right here, and they're pulling up. So you're creating space in between the diaphragm here and the hips. The shoulder blades get to pull down the back, and you really feel like you're puffing your chest out. And as you gaze up on the diagonal, you're opening the breathing, the chest with the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Good, and then we'll add a neck stretch. So now you're going to bring the ear over to the left, And I'll just show you face on. So you've got your hands pulled under, and you're pulling the ear over to the left, and you keep the opposite right shoulder from rising. So you want to make sure you keep this area down so that you're not pulling up in defense. And then you get that long scalenes right in here, trapezius muscle in the upper back, and it can go down into the rotator cuff just depending on how tight the shoulder is. I'll turn back, and then you're going to come back to the middle, rotate to the left, the chin is dropped slightly, shoulder blades are down, rib cage is lifted. Breath, breath. And then you can return to the center. Good, keep the shoulders down, and then do neck circles, coming all the way around. You're not looking up very far, you're just doing a slight extension of the neck. And just looking in all directions. You actually let the eyes direct you and spin you into a full circle, because where the eyes go will help to direct a longer reach of the spine. And come in the other direction, coming around, and breath, and around. Come back to the center, and you are done.